Good morning, friends. Randy Flickinger here again with another story. And you may look at the title of this video and say, oh my God, the old man's flipped out. He's lost it. I haven't. I haven't lost it. Why is it so hard for us to believe in those things? You know, the earth is round. We landed on the moon. Ghosts are real. Bigfoot exists. UFOs or UAPs are real. God exists. On and on and on. And yet each of these topics will find scoffers and derision to anyone who actually believes any of these. The earth is flat, you hear people say, right? The flat earthers, even though we have tons of pictures from outer space showing the earth is obviously round. The whole moon landing was a shot. It was shot at a studio, probably at Area 51 or in the New Mexico or Arizona deserts. Besides, our government lies to us all the time. Even though millions of us watched it happening live on television, including the rocks they brought back and the landing into the ocean. UFOs, or those UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenon, which makes it sound better than a crazy UFO. Obviously, a government secret project that involves our military weapons that no one knows about yet. Besides, who trusts the government anyway? Yet the governmental agency set up to investigate these reports has currently received over 800 reports from citizens already this year and recently released at least 3 videos of our military aircraft confronting flying objects that we could not keep up nor explain. I'll leave that ball in your court. Ghosts are obviously fake. Tricks of cameras, double exposures, lighting tricks, etc. I'll let all of you do your own research and belief seeking on this one, although I will simply point out that Jesus himself told his disciples as he appeared to them after his crucifixion and resurrection, and I quote, while they were still talking about this, Jesus himself stood among them and said to them, "Peace be with you." They were startled and frightened, and you would be, thinking they saw a ghost. He said to them, "Why are you troubled? And why do doubts rise in your minds? Look at my hands and feet. It is I myself. Touch me and see. A ghost does not have flesh and bones. As you can see, I have." What? Luke 24 verses 38, 39. Look it up. When Jesus himself says, ghosts don't have flesh and bones, he's basically saying, he could have chastised them. He could have said, oh, come on, guys. They don't exist. You know better than that. But he didn't. He literally explained, they don't have flesh and bones. Open your Bible if in doubt. And Bigfoots, oh, for Pete's sakes, they're obviously big people in ape suits, right? Or gorillas in the wild, some verified to be 8 to 10 feet tall, even though I've been to a lot of zoos in my life, and I've never seen any gorillas anywhere close to that size. And so I know, but where are the bodies, right? Well, let me ask you a question. Did dinosaurs exist? Where are the live dinosaurs? And you're going to say what? Well, maybe an alligator or something like that. But the bottom line is, you don't see any T-Rexes running around. But we do have the bones. Well, I'll just point out to you that the skeletons of giant prehistoric apes that did roam the earth, known as Gigantopithecus. Yeah, you guessed it. 8 to 10 foot tall and sometimes even bigger. And very recently, a top-notch Bigfoot research team set out mobile small tracking responders and Velcro backs that will stick to fur of any animal that walks by on a trail. So they set it on a trail known, supposedly, for having the elusive creatures. Guess what? One of their transponders went off. They could stay within 100 yards and still pick up the transponding. And eventually it stopped. They got to where they figured that it stopped and they could see, and there was a transponder. And it had hair stuck to the Velcro. So they took the hair carefully sent it in to be tested for DNA. Guess what the DNA come back? A unknown primate. In other words, an ape not known to science currently running around out there. Interesting. So is there any truth left in the world? If so, why is it so hard for people to believe in it? Could it be that we've been lied to by man far too often? Maybe we've been fooled too often in elaborate scams. Can't say my words today. Lost our faith in anything outside of our understanding and belief system. And that becomes a problem. When you and I have to fully understand or have knowledge to prove something or it can't exist, then we're all in trouble. You're darn sure in trouble with God. Whether you believe in Bigfoot or ghosts or UFOs or the moon landing or any of that stuff has zero consequences for eternity. But if you don't grasp the concept that God exists, that He created this world, He created every one of you. He literally said, I knew you before I formed you in the womb. This isn't made up stuff, guys. There's all kinds of science behind that, and I'll go through it pretty fast. We're finding all kinds of evidence that was in the Bible. We found the rock that we're pretty sure Moses hit that let the water out in the desert so that it could feed the Jewish and Israel people. We found where we think the Garden of Eden was, because the Bible tells us is at the center of 4 rivers, 2 of which exist, 2 no longer exist. But scientists were able, through studying underneath the top of the Persian Gulf, where it looks like those 2 that still exist came in and the 2 that don't. They found signs of a riverbed and they all met there. What better way, using God's wisdom, to hide the Garden of Eden where we're not supposed to go than to hide it under the ocean where nobody can get to it? Brilliant, brilliant. We have all kinds of documentation that has come. In fact, just lately, the Dead Sea Scrolls, and they are almost, amongst them is almost a complete copy of what Isaiah wrote in Isaiah. It's all real. And if you don't believe it, it does have eternal consequences. To end, I don't care whether you believe in Bigfoot or any of that. I have a lot of fun with it with the kids I teach. But the bottom line is you better get it right on that God thing, because He does exist and your eternity counts on it. Thanks for listening, guys. Repost this, share it, save it as a favorite. Bottom line is I love sharing with you, and I appreciate the feedback and any help you can give us. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.